He's a shredded giant, and nobody believes he actually looks like this. At a whopping 6'9" and 330 pounds lean, Lukas Lakutsin even makes Larry Wheels look small.
I can nearly, stand under it.
And you'd expect someone this tall to be super skinny, but this guy's a shredded beast.
Am I reading that right? 327, and he's ripped.
With massive quads, picture-perfect arms, and a ripped core, he's living proof that there's no excuse for tall guys to skip out on going to the gym. But it's not that simple. Because Lukas claims to be natty and even vegan on top of that, which is why some people think his build just doesn't make any sense. Since how on earth is he getting all that protein and nutrition for his massive and shredded build? I assume you mean 230, and he's an influencer, so he's full of... I wonder how much he spends on steroids each month. I mean, the guy's so tall, he towers next to a whole fire truck. But it gets worse since his life's a living nightmare because he keeps crashing into ceilings or has a headache trying to fit into doors. But people also started to question whether all that's really true or whether Lukas is just an expert at making himself look taller than he really is. Since when Lukas realized people were digging his shredded giant shtick, he started deliberately crashing into things. But people even noticed that he purposefully wears small things like an Apple Watch SE instead of the standard size just to make his wrists look bigger. However, some who've actually been around him know for a fact that the guy's actually gigantic. I mean, he towers standing next to Chris Bumstead. You know, the guy who's won 5 Mr. Olympias? So even if he's not being transparent about his natty and vegan status, there's no denying the fact that he's a shredded giant, which is why people wonder why he hasn't played basketball.
Why not basketball?
Not for me.
Just no enjoyment.
I like bodybuilding, fitness more.
But Lukas just didn't dig it. What's even crazier is the real story behind Lukas's height, since according to him, he never stopped growing after puberty and had a growth spurt after he was 20 years old, which is completely unheard of.
When you were 20 years old,
Yeah.
you kept growing.
Oh yeah. That's genetics.
Like, most people stop growing well before that.
So Lukas either has some incredibly rare genetics or a well-kept secret about how to grow your height and turn into a living, breathing giant. But he's still got a strange diet for someone who looks like him, because he can't stop doing donut challenges where he eats over a dozen donuts in one sitting. But weird things like this are exactly why he's got a massive following online. So maybe he's on the right track, even if it involves a little bit of clout chasing. So are we going to see Lukas compete in any professional bodybuilding show soon, or is someone like him better made for a strongman show?